I remember another supernatural event that happened in my lifetime. It was around 1999 again, I think. 1998, 1999. Went to this party, did some mushrooms. Oh yeah, I did mushrooms. And then people say, oh, that explains why you can see Jesus' face everywhere. But no, that's totally irrelevant because little kids and other people can also see Jesus' face everywhere too. Anyways, I did that, and I was in this small gathering of people. There were like me and maybe like 5 other people or something like that. And I went out. It was the summertime, and I went out to the lake. I went to the beach. It was in the Mission in Kelowna, and it was a beautiful, warm night. And I lied down on the beach, and I was just lying down there by myself and under this big willow tree. And I heard this voice, female voice that said, oh, you have to love everyone. Which was strange because I remember I had this like unusual feeling of hatred or disrespect towards this one girl that I saw. She was like dressed in whatever the fashion of the day, which is completely immoral. But I looked at her and I had this thought came to my mind, a bad thought about her. And that was very unusual at that time in my life, so I think that's why God sent an angel to speak to me, or maybe God sent his Blessed Mother to come and speak to me, a blessed angel or Blessed Mother. And yeah, she said, you have to love everyone in the most beautiful, sweet voice. And I thought, yeah, I do. That's what Jesus Christ said, right? Now that we're on the topic of speaking, maybe I'll keep going. I heard this loud voice in my head. I'll go through them. The first time was when I was in Whitecourt in Alberta, and the people, one person I was living with and the person I was working for told me like the same day that they were devil worshippers, like satanic. And I thought that was the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my life. So I said to them, don't you want to go to heaven? And they tried to convince me, like, no, you can go to heaven if you worship the devil. That's just ridiculous. That's how you go to hell, like, for sure, forever. And I left there and I was, like, traumatized because I thought, like, how could anybody be so stupid? I didn't think that there would be anyone that stupid in the world to just condemn themselves to eternal hell. So I heard this voice. It said, I chose you because you have a strong mind. And I thought to myself, who is this? Like, maybe this is God. I don't know. I've never heard this voice before, as far as I know. Like a loud voice in my head, like 100 times louder than any thought, maybe 1,000 times louder than any thought, but like a voice, like really loud. And I left the city, and I was like traumatized for a while after, and I was going through tough times because I just couldn't deal with it, and because I love them, right? I don't want to see them go to hell. Like, I don't want to see anybody go to hell, and it was like, they're obviously going to hell. What can I do about this? Like, they wouldn't listen to me. And it just really traumatized me because I loved them and I didn't want them to go to hell, but they were obviously like on the highway to hell. So I was going to go see this priest and talk to him about it. And on my way there, I went and bought some Dos Equis beer, some Mexican beer. Maybe it was some kind of prophecy that God gave me. Or I was going to share it with him because I was going to drink a couple of beer with him. That was my plan. Just talk, have a couple of beer. And oh yeah, wait. I heard that voice for a second time in my head. It said, "I forbid you to speak with him." And I was like, who are you? Like, what kind of commandment is this? Like, I've never heard the commandment, do not go speak to some dude. So I thought this must be the devil, like, trying to give me some different law. So I thought, I'm going to go speak to this guy. Anyways, so I went and started speaking to him. And I got, like, the worst vibrations I've ever had in my life. Like, it felt like he was so angry with me for, like, no reason. And it was, like, hurting my soul. It was a bizarre feeling. And I left. Then I thought, oh, I should have listened to that voice. Like, that voice was probably good. And I still didn't know. I wasn't sure. And then, not very long afterward, I was doing something, like, embarrassing. I don't even want to say it. Something bad, anyways. And I heard this voice again. Stop that, or I'll send you to hell. And I thought, what I'm doing isn't bad. I didn't really know that it was bad. It is, like, a shameful thing, but it's not, like, totally explicit in the commandments not to do it. So I thought, well, I don't know any commandment that says don't do this. So I was doing it, and all of a sudden, I didn't stop, obviously, and then all of a sudden, I was in hell. Like, there's another supernatural experience where I was holding my knees, hugging my knees. I couldn't move any muscle. I could move my eyes a little bit. I tried to scream, the first thing, but I couldn't because it was so horrible. It was like, I couldn't even scream because it was just so terrifyingly horrible. And I asked God in my mind because I couldn't scream, I couldn't speak or anything, and I said, God, why am I here? Please take me out of here. And I stayed there for like a few more seconds, and I saw what looked to be the devil or something torturing me, like, in front of me with some kind of spear or something, like coming close to me like that. And I was like, oh man, what have I done to myself? This is my eternity. This is horrible. And then I said, Jesus. And I didn't even finish saying Jesus Christ. And I was back in this world. Thank God. So that's what Jesus came here for, to save us from that. Man, do I ever owe him a lot of love. I can't even imagine how much love I owe him for that. And the manner that he did it, like, he didn't just come and say, now you're all forgiven, see you later. He came, suffered for all our sins, like, just a crazy amount of suffering. People rejected him, crucified him eventually, even though all he did was good. Like, just imagine the amount of suffering. And that was the third time I heard that voice. The fourth time was just recently. It was like around August, I think. This is 2010, so that was August 2009. Just found out my wife was pregnant. We didn't know if it was a boy or a girl, but all of a sudden I heard this voice again. But it spoke a lot, so, like, really loud again. Let's see if I can remember everything he said. Everything he said. Oh yeah, after I went to hell, I was sure that I was dealing with God. And, well, I gotta hurry up, I gotta wrap this up. Said, do not worry, she is with you. The woman with great power protects you. I can come in your mind. I can do this. I can speak to you. I think it was like, I can speak to you like this whenever I want. Sweet. I thought, like, don't worry, she's with me, okay? Who's she? And then later I found out that my baby was a girl. So, look out, world. There's gonna be 2 of us now. Alright. Thank you.